What's going on, guys? I'm Landon, and this is David, and we're Chappy Hoops. So this video is coming out. It's recapping the first round of the playoffs, and then we're going to talk about the second round of the playoffs. It's coming out a little bit late. For the rest of the series, hopefully we'll get it out before several of the games have been played. So some of the series are like 2 games in at this point, but it's fine. So yeah, David, let's start off with the first round recap.
So for the first round, the first one we're going to talk about Philly versus Washington. We talked about this series a bit in the fan video, if you guys want to watch that video. But there's not really much to say about this series. Russell Westbrook played well in that one game they won.
It went how I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have even been surprised if it was a sweep, yeah. But also I thought that they were going to Westbrook was at least going to get a game.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what happened. So then next is
New York versus Atlanta.
New York. That was... See, this series, I love it, but I also hate it at the same time. Just because it was so disappointing on the side of New York.
Yeah. Like, I thought this was going to be a seven-game series. Just, like, a lot of emotions going into a Game 7. And Trae Young just dominated. He became the villain of the league now. Kind of just, like, silencing all the MSG fans. So
yeah.
Nice to see how...
I still don't know if he deserves the term. I just don't know about the whole villain thing. I don't know if I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's...
I don't know what I'm saying.
I think he is.
It's like a villain is like Kevin Durant or like the Warriors who are just winning every year and just rubbing it in the other people's faces. And I guess the way he interacts with the fans.
Yeah, think about it, like this is the first time in a long time the Knicks have been in the playoffs. And Trae Young, in their first home game in the playoffs in a long time, he just hits a buzzer beater after they had all that stuff like with the fans beforehand. Like being able to perform under pressure and then also silencing the fans at the end kind of gives him that villain title, in my opinion.
I think he's a villain against the Knicks. I don't like when people are calling him the villain of the league because I could see him becoming a villain of the league, but I don't think he's earned that title yet.
No, I want to see this Hawks-Knicks rivalry going on later though. It'll be a fun thing to watch over time. Just like
was it a 5-game series or 6? I honestly forget.
It was a 5-game series.
It was 5. Yeah, I was at least hoping for a 6 and an exciting 6.
Yeah.
They got basically swept.
Yeah, because the one game that the Knicks did win, Derrick Rose scored like 30, and you're not going to expect that from him every night. But
no, you want it to be
Julius Randle, who played really.
Yeah, you want him to be the one producing.
Right. So we're going to move on to the only sweep of the playoffs so far. Milwaukee versus Miami.
Oh, yeah.
I had Miami in 6.
Yeah, again.
I thought this would be a good series.
But I'd have to rewatch what I said, but I think I had Bucks in 6 or Bucks in 7 maybe.
Yeah, we expected this to be a good series.
I thought the Bucks were gonna win it, and then they just. I mean, yeah, they exceeded what I thought. I just thought that Miami was gonna put up a fight in this series.
Jimmy Butler just didn't play well. I thought Eric Spoelstra was gonna coach well. He didn't. He got outcoached by Budenholzer, which surprised me a lot. But not much to say about the series except that it surprised us. We thought it would be a good series, and it wasn't. So let's move on to Brooklyn versus Boston, which, in my opinion, was the easiest one to predict.
Yeah, and I think everyone around the NBA agrees with that. But shout out to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I mean, scoring 50 against that team. Yeah, I mean, the Nets are a scary team, and it's impressive to take a game from them.
Right. So, now let's move on to the West, where I think there's a lot more great series, but not this one. Utah versus.
Oh yeah, because the East. Yeah, and that's almost similar to. It's kind of similar to the Nets versus Celtics in the sense of like everyone knew the Jazz are probably gonna win. At least after Game 2, it was clear that Utah was winning.
Right.
Because I think Ja put up a 42-point game or 46-point game.
Almost 50.
Almost 50, and they lost. Yeah. And that's when you just gotta say, hey. That's when Ja's gotta say, hey, I'm doing all I can. Please just get me help.
So let's move on to a much more interesting series, in my opinion. The Clippers versus Mavericks.
Oh yeah!
We both had the Clippers winning the series, but I ended up rooting for the Mavericks after the series was tied 2-2.
No, you don't count. As soon as the series got down to 2-0, I said, no way, Clippers are winning the series. Clippers are winning in 7.
But after the 2-0, I stuck with the Mavericks the whole time.
You did, but you lost. They lost. Who won the series? The Clippers. Kawhi and PG-13. PG-13 has not been extraordinary this playoffs, but he's been a good to great player in some games. Underperformed in some games. It's fine. The Clippers are moving on. Luka did amazing things. He carried a team heavily on his back.
He needs help.
Kristaps is being a little. I don't even know what to.
He can't do anything.
Kristaps is. Just. Comment down below if you would like us to do like a Kristaps like Mavericks deep dive kind of video. Because that would definitely be a fun video to do. Oh, I just got a great idea. We could do like off-season videos too, kind of. Yeah. So like leave a like if you want some type of video, because we can't talk about this all in one video. But Kristaps is just kind of he's one of the reasons that the Clippers lost. I mean, the Mavericks lost. And yeah, I mean, he's blaming Luka for like being a ball hog.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He just needs to get out of there.
So up next, the Trailblazers versus Nuggets.
That is correct.
Kind of disappointing series again.
I like
it. It looked at the beginning.
Yeah, first 4 games were amazing.
Yeah, and then it was like, was Dame's 50-point game?
I think it was
game
5.
5.
It was 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, that's again just a great playoff performer that just did not have help.
Yeah,
and I've heard Kenny Beecham. I've heard him mentioning the term "the others" a lot in this playoff.
Yeah, and that.
And you just like the others need to do something.
That's like talking about teams like Portland that lost, and also the Lakers that lost. He was talking about them too, because LeBron's the only one doing anything. Damian Lillard's the only one doing anything. So it's kind of hard to do anything when you're scoring 50 and your teammates are scoring 10.
Again, I feel like a lot of times we focus on like the losers. So,
right.
I mean, great job to Nikola Jokic, who actually is the league MVP. Right. As of this video, yesterday was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to add to that really, but I thought it was going to be like a Game 7 series or at least a Game 6 series, and it was a Game 6 series, but like not really. This Game 6 was just disappointing and just like they collapsed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Portland, another one of those teams that is going to have to make big changes in this offseason, and they've already started with firing Terry Stotts.
Right. So let's move on to the Lakers versus the Suns. This series started out a lot of fun to watch, but injuries kind of derailed the Lakers into losing this series.
Yeah.
But shout out to Devin Booker.
Like,
he played so well.
He played amazing. Again, Lakers, if they're 100% healthy, they win this series. But the Suns were just like, they knew Anthony Davis was injured. They were going. You okay there?
I actually lowered the chair. I was moving it back.
Yeah. So game 6, the Suns know we're gonna win this game tonight. Devin Booker has 20 points in the first quarter. And then they're like going at AD offensively, which is something that normally you don't. That's not your game plan.
No,
that's not a smart game plan. Right. But in this case, it was, because this man could not move because he has a groin injury and he can barely shift his weight without like folding. And
then at the end of the first
LeBron
quarter, got to him too, so he was just out.
Yeah, he was just out of there. And then LeBron's just like, help me. But no one was there. Like, LeBron had no help in that game. Yeah. And he lost. But he makes his first round exit. No one gave any credit to the Suns, who played amazing.
Right. But DeAndre Ayton looked better than AD most of the series. When AD played, Ayton just outscored him, out-rebounded him, out-defended him, everything. Ayton did better than AD this series, which is great to see. Like, how is he going to improve over the next few years? That's going to be great to see, especially for the Suns.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk about Ayton a lot coming into their next series. So let's now that we're done with the first round recap, second round started like last weekend. Yeah. And again, sorry that this is coming out a little bit late. But yeah, do you want to start with?
Yeah, Sixers, Atlanta. Right now it's a 1-1 series. I have Sixers in 6. I just think after that game 2, Trae Young did so well. Matisse locked him up a bit, but not perfectly.
I love this series because Matisse is a huge part of it. Matisse is getting a starting role. Did he start last night? I don't know.
But they put him on Trae Young a lot.
Yeah, Danny Green should have never been guarding.
And the Sixers had all the momentum going out of game 1, even though they lost. They came back. They barely lost. They showed that they have all the momentum going into game 2. They won game 2. I think they dropped one more game, but they won in 6.
Yeah, for me it's 5 or 6. I don't see it going to the 7 at all. Getting that close, definitely not. Trae Young has proved that he's a great NBA player, and he's a great playoff performer.
In 2 more years, Atlanta's going to be a top 3 seed in the East. Like, Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Clint Capella, Bogdan, they have a lot of players that can grow and develop. They could be a top 3 team in the East soon. Especially if like Brooklyn drops out or something like that. Like, Atlanta would be the team that would jump in. Going on to
the speaking of Brooklyn, we have Brooklyn Nets versus Milwaukee Bucks. Now, if you asked me before the second round of the playoffs started who I thought was going to win this series, I would say the Bucks.
Because you had them winning it all, right?
I did have them winning it all. Now, I would still like to be able to say the Bucks, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, down 2-0 and being blown out by 40 both times. I think that's really hard. I think the first game
wasn't a blowout. The first game was just like, the second one was a blowout that they were down by 50 at a point. I remember I was like watching the game. I watched the full game, but then like when they were down by 30, I was like, okay, I was just scrolling through my phone, and then I was like, I look up and I'm like, oh, they're down by 50 now. That's something.
And Harden wasn't even playing. Like, that's how scary this Brooklyn team is. They have so many superstars that one guy could go out for a game, and it doesn't really matter. They beat a team by 40.
Yeah. The one thing, though, is that the others, they aren't helping Giannis at all.
Right.
Giannis can't do anything if they're not shooting well.
Right.
Because he has no spacing.
Right. And for the Nets, like, team players like Jeff Green is locking up Giannis, not like perfectly, but he's playing really well at Giannis. And then Mike James, random point guard, scored like 20 points one game. It's just like everybody on the Nets is contributing, and right now it doesn't look like they'll be stopped. I have them sweeping the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks can take a game. But originally I had the Nets in 7. I thought this was gonna be a great series, but it doesn't look like that now.
You know what? No, I'm making this maybe a dumb call. Bucks in 7. Bucks in 7.
This is literally your Clippers pick, but not as good.
Bucks win the next 3, and Nets take 1, and then the Bucks win the last game. You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
I know. Sorry. Let's move on to the first series in the West. Utah versus the Clippers.
Clippers.
Utah won last night. I think they can continue that. Donovan Mitchell played really well. Rudy Gobert has been playing great defense. And I think he's going to keep them from going into small ball and trying to go out perimeter on them. Rudy Gobert is going to play better on D than he normally has to have them win in 7.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
Definitely a hard one. I want to say that it's at least going to 6 or 7. I think I have Clippers. Clippers in 6.
Okay. I could see it both ways this series, just like I saw Milwaukee, Miami both ways, even though it really wasn't. I see this series going both ways. Either team has the ability to win. Either team can just dominate this series.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but I think Clippers take it just because of it's hard to make a deep playoff run, like kind of in your first year of playoff success. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
So now let's move on to the last series, Phoenix versus Denver.
I got Phoenix.
They won the first game. I think Devin Booker is going to play pretty well. Ayton is going to be a big factor in this series. Can he defend Jokic? And I think he can. It's not going to stop him completely, but he's not going to let him get a million triple doubles. He's going to play really well this series.
Ayton guarded the MVP.
Yeah.
And he did not get in foul trouble. Mm-hmm. And I think that was what was scary going into it.
Right.
But I think now that he's shown that he can guard him, it's not.
Right. So this series, I think Phoenix in 6 or 7, either.
Yeah. And like if Jokic wants his team to win this one, he has to absolutely carry the team.
Yeah. MPJ is gonna have to step up because
MPJ. Yeah.
Jokic
Sorry, it was just. Yeah, and Michael Ford. Yeah. If Jokic wants to win, he's gonna have to drop like 40-point games. Which Jokic doesn't do a lot. Jokic isn't the guy that's gonna give you 40-point games all the time.
Not all the time. No, he's gonna give you a 30-point triple double, and all the other guys are gonna contribute because of his playmaking. And
yeah, but if they're not contributing, he's not winning games.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I see Suns winning in 5 or 6. I could see them winning in 5.
Wow. So who do you have coming out of the East? Like coming all the way out of the East?
Well, I want to say Nets, but then that contradicts what I said earlier in the video.
Yeah, I have the
Bucks
Nets
in
coming out of the
7. I just don't want to say the Nets because it's just so boring.
I know. I have.
Everyone expects the Nets to come out.
Yeah, I have them coming out of the East.
So I'm just gonna say Sixers. Coming out of the East, powered by Matisse Thybulle.
Okay. Yeah. So my original prediction, I had the Lakers winning it all. They lost in 6 in the first round. So my new team coming out of the West is.
I think I had Clippers. Yeah.
I have Phoenix.
I honestly don't.
I have Phoenix coming out of the East now, or West. Sorry. So I'll have Brooklyn versus Phoenix, and I have Brooklyn winning it all.
I don't remember. Well, I even had the first video.
I think you had Milwaukee
Because
Clippers.
Are you going off of? What are you going off? Are you going off of like our season predictions at the beginning of the season, or like last video?
Last video, but mine is the same as the season.
Yeah. Last video I had Milwaukee winning it all against Clippers.
Right.
So it still technically could happen for me.
Yeah. But I think for your original one, you had like Sixers, Clippers, or something like that.
I had Sixers, Clippers, which let's say Sixers, Clippers.
Okay.
Sixers, Clippers. Yeah, and I think I would have Sixers winning.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be a fun series to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I think they don't really have like a person to guard an amazing big man.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's the first round recap, second round prediction / preview. Even though it's already started, like some series are like halfway done. But yeah, just let us know down in the comments what you thought. Q&A is coming soon. Sorry, that's been a little delayed. I don't know if it'll be coming this week, but probably definitely next week. We probably won't have a Saturday upload this week, just because Dave and I both have a thing this week, and I'm sure you guys don't really care about our consistent upload schedule. But it is something that we think is important to keep up. And if we don't keep it up, I think we should at least tell the people who could possibly care. So yeah, just thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Again, a lot of fun videos coming this summer. So yeah, Q&A. There's Q&A. And then that one-on-one punishment is coming soon. I do promise that is not forgotten. We have not forgotten about that one-on-one punishment.
We haven't?
It's been a long time. It's in the back of my mind. Yeah. It's in the back of my mind. But it will, by the end of the summer, we will have the one-on-one punishment.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Got it.
Guaranteed. Yeah, so thanks for watching. And we'll see you sometime. Peace.
Peace.